Hey, what's going on, guys? Welcome to the first bonus episode of Tales of Symphonia. For the first bonus episode, I'm going to be showing off each of the Flanoir scenes that were not shown off in the walkthrough, which that's everybody's butt reins, if you were wondering. In the description, there will be timestamps for each of the characters if you want to see specific ones and not all of them. But if you want to see all of them, then you can just continue watching now because I'm going to be showing all of them off except for Rain's, so enjoy.
Who is it? Come on in.
Lloyd, did I wake you? It's snowing outside.
I was wondering why it was so cold.
Yeah, it's really cold.
You sure sound happy.
Yeah, I mean, I can actually tell it's cold. I'm so happy.
That's right. You couldn't feel things like that just a little while ago, huh?
Say, Lloyd, if you don't mind the cold, do you want to go for a little walk?
Sure.
Look, look! You can see out over the city. It's so beautiful.
Yeah.
Lloyd, do you remember what Kratos said?
What was it?
He said we can throw the X-Spheres away at any time. But right now, we need to carry the burden of the hopes and dreams of the victims and fight on their behalf.
Oh, that. That was when we saw X-Spheres being made at the human ranch in Silverant.
He was talking about your mother, wasn't he?
But he works willingly for the boss of the guy responsible for turning my mom into a monster.
I don't think that's true. Kratos saved us over and over again. And he protected you too, Lloyd.
Yeah, but...
And so, I'm sure he cares about both you and your mother. He's a wonderful father, don't you think?
Is that why you brought me out here? To tell me that?
Yeah, I guess that was part of it.
Thanks, but it's okay. I'm not really shocked about the fact that he's my father anymore.
But
Origin seal?
I'm sorry for bringing it up. But if he unleashes all the mana from his body, then not even he could...
I know. No one knows if he'll survive or not.
And that's why we need to find a way to release Origin without Kratos losing his life. Just like the way you saved me.
Colette?
I'm sure everyone will understand, okay? Please?
Thanks, Colette. But I look at it this way. Kratos has his reasons for siding with Mythos. And I want to hear what those are. Anything else I do is going to wait until after that.
You're going, aren't you? To Darius Karlon.
Yeah. I plan to go after we check on Altessa's condition tomorrow. I don't agree with Mythos' vision. I have to prevent it from happening. I'm going to fight him.
Is it okay if I come a little closer?
Sure.
I don't want to see this beautiful scenery ruin the way Silverant was.
I won't let that happen.
This time, we're going to protect it, right?
Yeah. Do you know the 7th Dwarven Vow?
The one you hate the most, right?
Goodness and love will always win. I really hope that's true.
Are you worried? Then, take this.
What's this?
It's a charm. A Flanoir snow bunny. They say it brings good luck. I had them take one to Altessa earlier. And this one's for you.
Thanks.
Lloyd, we're all with you. Now that you have a charm, too, everything will work out okay.
Yeah, you're right.
Okay, so that was Colette's Flanoir scene. I actually really like that one a lot. It's definitely not my favorite one, but it really shows that Colette wants to pay it forward and doesn't want anyone else to risk their life just to save the world, like how everyone else tried to find another way to save hers. And it really shows that she does see the good in literally everybody. After Kratos betrayed them, she still doesn't want him to die or risk his life just to save the world. She wants to find another way, even though they might not be able to. She still is really determined to find a way. And that's what this scene really shows for Colette, is that now she's willing to find another way, just as everyone else found another way to save her. So, this is definitely one of my favorite ones. I'm gonna say it right now, I like this one more than Reigns. Reigns was good, but I don't know. This one I feel like is definitely better than Reigns by a lot. Okay, so the next one should be, I think Sheena. I could be wrong, but I think it is Sheena. So enjoy.
Who is it? Come on in.
Hey, do you have a sec?
Sheena, what's up?
You want to come outside with me? It's snowing and it's really pretty.
Sure.
Everyone's asleep. The world looks so peaceful when you stand here like this.
Yeah. Even though up above us, Crucius is busy planning its absurd age of lifeless beings.
Lifeless beings. Do you think discrimination would really go away if everyone became lifeless beings?
I doubt it would.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, I'm human. But the people of Mizuho and the other humans of Tethale have always had a gap separating them. Even inside Mizuho, I always stood out.
Maybe Mythos despises the blood of both races that course through his body.
Maybe so. I can kinda understand that too.
Because you're from Mizuho?
Well, since I can make pacts with summon spirits, I probably have elves in my ancestry somewhere in the distant past.
Really?
Apparently, only those of elven blood can call forth summon spirits. Not just magic, but any technique that uses the mana of the natural world requires some elven blood to be flowing through you.
Then Kratos and Zelos too?
Yeah, they might have some elven blood in them. Just like me.
I see.
The instant I made the pact with Corinne, people around me started to look at me differently. And I thought to myself, this is what it must be like for half-elves all the time.
Did you ever wish you were different?
I've lost count of the times I've wished it. Especially since I caused the deaths of the people in my village. But it's because I have this power that I met Corinne and all of you.
Yeah. If you didn't have your summoning abilities, someone else might have come to kill Colette instead.
When I think about it that way, I think that everything a person possesses is important in some way.
In other words, you have your summoning abilities because they're needed.
Yeah. My power, Colette's power, Rain and Genis's elven blood, and everything you've received from your parents. They're all needed, and that's why they're there. I mean, we're all needed, and that's why we're here.
I think you're right. I think every single life has meaning.
Me too. I started thinking that way lately. And when I did, it's like a great weight was lifted from my shoulders. To know that it's okay just to be alive, you know?
Well, yeah, that's a given, isn't it?
Wasn't a given for me. I failed in my duties and I ran from making pacts. I always thought of myself as a burden.
I see.
But after seeing you say exactly what you mean, I'm not holding anything back time and time again, I started to think that maybe I could just be myself.
Really? I don't quite get it.
Really. I think I started to think that way because you live your life in such earnest.
I think that's a compliment.
I wish Mythos could feel that too.
Mythos.
If he lived his life as earnestly as you do, maybe he wouldn't be able to snuff out the lives of those who are trying just as hard to live.
I don't know if we can get that across to him or not. But I'm going to fight him, for the sake of creating a world where we can live our lives the way we want to.
Are you planning to make the next move?
Yeah. I don't see the situation improving by allowing Crucius to go about their merry way.
I agree. I don't like just sitting around and waiting to see what happens.
Right? You and I think a lot alike, Sheena. I think we could become great friends.
Great. Friends.
Oh, you don't want to?
Idiot.
Okay, so this is another Flanoir scene that I think really shows how Sheena has been changed by Lloyd. Just like Rain's Flanoir scene from before, this one really shows that too, but in a different way, because Sheena used to think that you had to have meaning just to be alive, where when Lloyd, he just, like Sheena said before, he kind of just didn't care about that. He thought that everything had a purpose, and now he made Sheena believe that too, which that is, I think that's really cool of a scene. I don't know, this one also I really like. I like them all, but I don't know, I definitely like Rain's more than this one. I also like, I think it's funny how at the end, Sheena's like, yeah, friends. But yeah, this was that's a really good Flanoir scene, too. I think the next one is Genis, so enjoy.
Who is it? Come on in.
It's me. Have you looked outside? It's snowing.
I was wondering why it was so cold.
Let's go outside for a bit. Come on, it'll be fun.
Sure.
Wow. Everything is so quiet when it's snowing.
Yeah, it's kind of creepy, huh?
We hardly ever see snow in Iselia since it's so warm. Wow, this is so cool!
Hey, you're gonna trip.
Don't worry, I'll be fine.
See? I told you. Hey, you okay?
Yeah, I'm okay.
Are you crying? Did you hurt yourself?
Huh? No, it's not like that. I just got a little scared.
Of what?
I just thought about Mythos as an angel. He probably wouldn't notice that it's so cold.
Maybe. Maybe he just wants to reject everything about who he is. Being human, being elven, even being half-elven.
Tomorrow, after we make sure Altessa's okay, we're going to finally put an end to all this. aren't we?
Huh? Why do you ask? Yeah, that's the plan anyway.
Then, is it okay for me to take Mythos aside for just a minute?
What?
I can kind of understand how he feels. Just a little.
Really?
When we were chased out of Visalia, I cursed the fact that I was part human. I couldn't stand it.
I see.
When Rain and I were refused at Heimdall, I was so embarrassed and frustrated.
Yeah.
I'm neither human nor elf. Neither side will accept me. Yet unless I belong to one of them, neither will recognize my very existence.
Are you opposed to fighting Mythos?
No, it's not like that. I certainly can't forgive him for the things he's doing.
But it pains you, right?
Well, even if we defeat Mythos, I don't think we'll truly have defeated him.
Yeah. Humans, elves, and half-elves, all of us have to change.
Can everyone really change?
We can't give up. Everyone has the right to live in this world, to see this scenery. At least, that's what I think.
You're right. You've been really stubborn about not giving up.
Can't you think of a better word than stubborn?
Maybe I'll try being a little stubborn too.
You sure know how to push a guy's buttons. Oh well.
Phew!
It's getting pretty cold. Want to head back inside?
Yeah, sounds good. Thanks, Lloyd.
Hmm? For what?
For just treating me like...
Treating you like what?
Nah, never mind.
What was that about, dork?
I don't really have too much to say about this scene. I think it is really good. But the main thing that I have to say about this one is I think it's cool that even though Genis knows how Mythos feels, he sympathizes with him, he still knows that he has to do the right thing in the end instead of just following what Mythos is doing instead. Just because he wants that to happen. He doesn't feel like that's the way to go about it now, and I think that's really good. Because it does show that even though Genis knows how Mythos feels, he's choosing to do the right thing instead of following what Mythos is doing.
Wow, that's some snow.
Lloyd.
Did someone just call my name? Huh. Guess I was just hearing things.
Lloyd.
Did you know I was your son the whole time?
I realized it when I found Anna's grave at your house.
How did Mom die? You know, don't you?
Like Presea, Anna was a research subject of the Angelus Project. They were trying to create a crucius crystal inside her body. When I learned of Mythos' plan to create an age of lifeless beings, I turned against him and descended upon this land, where I met Anna.
So Mom was an experimental subject, just like Presea.
After meeting Anna, I realized my mistake in believing that accepting Mythos' vision would be the fastest route to reunite the worlds. I began to search for a way for a human to wield the eternal sword.
So you can unite the worlds?
Yes. However, Anna and I were pursued by Crucius. We traveled from place to place, and when you were born, with you as well. But we were finally caught by Kavar.
And then Mom was turned into a monster.
Her X-sphere was removed. Lacking a key crest, the mana in her body went out of control, and she turned into a monster. When it tried to devour you, Nowish protected you, and Anna regained control of herself, momentarily.
Nowish saved me?
That's probably when Nowish became sensitive to monsters. Nowish and Anna were both wounded. Your mother begged me to kill her.
I've heard enough.
Anna went out of control again and turned on you. Then I
That's enough!
killed her.
I said that's enough!
After that, Kavar attacked. Then you and Nowish fell down the cliff along with the X-Sphere. I fought off Kavar and his men and descended the cliff. But all that was left were the Desian corpses, half eaten by monsters. I thought there was no way you could still be alive.
Is that when you returned to Crucius?
I am the Origin Seal itself. Since killing me would break the seal, Yggdrasil couldn't just leave me alone.
And you were okay with that? Even though you opposed what he was doing?
Everything felt meaningless. Mythos said he would reunite the worlds as soon as Martel was revived. I came to think that as long as the land would return to normal, that would be enough. Until I met you.
Me?
You remind me of Mythos. Just like you, Mythos was desperately trying to save the world. He didn't give up. No matter how much he was oppressed, he was hopeful. Until the day Martel was killed.
A hero. That's what people call him.
Yes, but there is a clear difference between you and Mythos.
Our race?
No, not that. You realize that you are capable of making mistakes. Or rather, if you make a mistake, you are capable of acknowledging it. That takes courage. Mythos, as well as I, were unable to do that.
The courage to acknowledge one's mistakes.
We were incapable of correcting our flawed path. We gave up on correcting our mistakes. You didn't give up.
If you feel that way, then you must have realized it by now. Mistakes can be corrected. It's not too late. Let's look for a way to release Origin without sacrificing your life. Together.
I still have something I must do. Until I am able to entrust it to you, I cannot fight alongside you.
Something you have to do?
The Eternal Sword. Until I am able to entrust it to you, do not die, Lloyd.
Kratos, where are you going?
Do not allow Yggdrasil to continue as he pleases. He is capable of sacrificing any number of lives. Stop Yggdrasil, stop Mythos, before Colette is taken from you again.
I'll stop him. I'll head to Darius Karlon and put an end to this.
Okay, so I have a lot to say about this one actually, because this scene is really cool, and I think it's really important about Kratos' character, this scene, because you don't really get to know too much about Kratos unless you get this scene, and this scene is really hard to get because Kratos is only in your party for a specific amount of time, and then he's gone, so it's really hard to get this scene, and if you get this scene, you end up fighting Zelos when he betrays you instead of fighting some angels. And Zelos ends up dying. I won't be showing off that cutscene, but if you want to look it up and see, you can see that fight. It is a really cool fight. I've never done it, but I have seen people do it on YouTube. And it is really sad. But it's worth it to see this scene, I feel like, because you really get to know the background of Kratos and why he's doing what he's doing, because he doesn't really mention it besides this scene, which is really weird. But that's another reason why I really like this scene so much, is because I like Kratos' character a lot. Especially when he betrays you for the first time. It's really like a big part in the story, just because before then you see Kratos as this like really cool mercenary, and then he's your villain. He's the villain now, and it's kind of like horrible because a lot of people do like Kratos, and they usually have him on their party like the entire game up to when he betrays you because he's a really good party member with his healing skills and sword attacks. They're really good. But then he then he betrays you and it's really bad. But that's one reason why I really like this scene so much. I feel like this is definitely one of my top favorite one. It's not my top favorite. My favorite one is Zelos, which I'll be showing next, and you'll see why I like that one so much. I'll probably have a lot to say about that one too. But yeah, this is like my second favorite Flanoir scene, I've got to say. Before I forget, if you're watching this in the comments, tell me what your favorite Flanoir scene is once you see the rest of them. Mine is definitely Zelos. I haven't showed that one yet. That one will be next. But yeah, tell me what your favorite is in the comments and why. I really like to hear why, because I really like these scenes a lot. That's why I decided to make an entire video on it, because these are some of the best cutscenes in the entire game, and I wanted to show them all off because you only really get the chance to see one during a playthrough, and I think it's really annoying.
Who is it? Come on in.
Hey man, you awake?
I just got sleepy right now. Good night.
Whoa, whoa, whoa. Don't be like that. Come on, let's go talk outside for a bit. On that day, Mel Tokyo had a record snowfall. It looked just like this city.
What are you talking about all of a sudden?
Just a story about the past. I suddenly felt like talking about it.
Well, if you want to talk, I'm all ears.
I was so excited to see snow for the first time, and I made a snowman in the garden with my mother. Then, suddenly, the snowman fell apart. Before I knew what was going on, red snow began to fall.
Red snow?
It was my mother's blood. She was murdered. As she fell, she grabbed my shoulder and told me, "You should never have been born."
That's horrible.
My mother probably loved somebody else. But because of the oracle from Crucius, she had to marry the chosen at the time, my father. And the old man had another woman as well.
But none of that was your fault.
The magic that killed my mother was meant for me.
What?
They targeted me because I was the next chosen. My mother was caught in the crossfire. The one who tried to kill me was Celeste's mother. They executed her, and Celeste was placed under house arrest in the Abbey.
So that's what happened.
I never wanted to be the chosen. I spent every moment of my life wishing I could just run away.
Chosens lead really difficult lives. I can only imagine what it's like. But I can still understand how hard it must be.
Sorry. Kinda hard to think of anything to say to a story like that, right?
Don't worry about it. But why did you suddenly decide to tell me?
I should have never been born.
Why do you say that?
I'm not saying I still think that way now. But all my life, I've been rejected by my parents, shunned by the church, and viewed as a threat by the royal family. I just wanted to run away.
But you're here with us now, right?
I don't know. Even now, to tell the truth, I get tired of all the problems. Sometimes I think it'd be easier if everyone and everything were just destroyed.
Zelos, how can you say that?
Did I piss you off?
Hell yes! Of course! It'd be a huge problem for me if everything was destroyed.
But think about it. If everything was destroyed, you'd vanish too.
I refuse to vanish. And so I don't want anyone else to be destroyed. I want you to live too, Zelos.
I think I'm gonna cry.
Don't make fun of what I'm saying. Tomorrow, once we're sure that Altessa is okay, I'm going to challenge Mythos to a final battle. But if that's the way you feel, I'll be too worried to bring you along.
You're going to fight? Do you really think you can unite the worlds?
I can, and I will. I'm not going to run away.
All right, I hear you. I swear, your fervent enthusiasm is enough to melt all the snow in Flanoir. I'm in. I guess I'll give this not running away thing a shot.
Once the world is at peace, you can run away all you like.
Gee, thanks. Man, I can't believe I'm joining the weaker side. This isn't like me at all.
What are you talking about?
Nothing. Just talking to myself. Anyway, let's get back. It's way too cold out here.
Yeah. Did Zelos drop this? Hey, there's a letter attached.
This is a symbol of my trust. Hang on to it for me, okay? I don't have the right to ask for your forgiveness, but I still want you to forgive me. P.S. Don't tell the others.
What the... Man, what the heck is he trying to say? He should make it easier to understand.
Okay, so the reason why this is my favorite scene, I have a lot to talk about with this one, but it's mainly because it shows that Zelos wasn't really changed by Lloyd this entire time, where everyone else was pretty much changed in some way from when the beginning of the game. Zelos really wasn't, and with Zelos you don't really see that he's really what he's really thinking, just because he's the comedic character and all. But this scene really shows that Zelos was having a hard time dealing with being the Chosen, where before it didn't really seem like he cared all that much. But like this scene really shows that he really did not like it at all, and did not want to be the Chosen. And it also shows Zelos' backstory, which we didn't really get. And that is why I really like this scene. I also like how Lloyd doesn't want to bring him along afterward. I think that's pretty funny, just because what he's saying. But yeah, this scene is really good, and it really makes you like Zelos more as a character, because I don't think Zelos is a good character at all, but like this makes you kind of like him as a character a little bit more, even though he's not really the best in my opinion. A lot of people do like Zelos though. He's definitely not my favorite character, but this scene is really good in my opinion, and that's why I like it so much. We got 2 more to go. This is probably a really long video, but I apologize for that.
Who is it? Come on in.
It is me.
This is unusual. What's up?
Would you like to go see the snow?
Wow, I've never seen this much snow before.
I have hardly ever seen snow, so it feels strange.
Really?
My memories from the time when my soul was missing are not very clear. And also, I've never been anywhere besides Ozette and Meltokio.
I see. I understand. I'm the same way. Before all this happened, I'd hardly ever left Iselia.
Snow melts away so quickly.
Yeah, it's just basically ice.
I always thought of it as something that remained for a long, long time. But instead, it is fleeting.
Yeah. When you talk about it that way, it's kind of sad.
but that's the way things are. Trees, grass, and flowers all eventually wilt away. People are no different.
All life eventually dies, and so snow disappears as well.
Altessa will not disappear yet, right?
Presea,
I still haven't forgiven him. And yet, if he were to pass away,
it'll turn out okay.
that is not absolute. I wish you wouldn't say things like that so casually.
If it was absolute, I wouldn't say it'll turn out okay.
What do you mean? Those kinds of words are meant for when we feel that there is no need to worry.
There's nothing in this world that's absolute. And I think that's precisely why we say things like that to ourselves. Stuff like, I know I can do it. I know it'll be okay.
Perhaps so.
Honestly, I don't know if Altessa will be alright. The only thing I can do is believe in Altessa's will to live.
Believe.
Yeah. And that's why I say it'll be okay. I'm going to keep saying it and keep believing it. Human will is a powerful thing. I'm gonna use that power to keep Altessa in this world.
It must be that power of will that makes you so strong.
I don't know about that.
When I look at you, the things I thought were completely hopeless feel as though they may actually be easy to overcome.
I'm simple-minded, so I don't think too hard about things. I just figure it'll all work out somehow as long as I don't give up.
Do you think you can win against Mythos?
Yeah, I'm going to win. I won't be able to fight him unless I have that mindset.
Is it because you were friends with him for a little while?
I'm not sure. Maybe. But I can't sympathize with him.
Yes, he has done many terrible things to humans, elves, and to the land itself.
And to half-elves. He took his own pain and forced it on everyone around him, and got the entire half-elf race caught up in the process.
Yes, that's true.
The fact is that humans and elves have both done bad things. And I'm sure that Mythos tolerated it as long as he could. But that's only an excuse for all the things he's done.
Lloyd, you will win.
Huh?
That is how I feel after talking to you. If your will and Mythos' will were to collide, I'm certain that yours will overcome his. Because you are not denying your true self.
Thanks. Just hearing you say that gives me the courage to take on Crucius tomorrow.
Tomorrow?
Yep. After we make sure Altessa's okay, I'm going to put an end to all of this.
You are going to defeat Mythos and unite the worlds.
Yeah, that's the only way.
Lloyd, I'm sure everything will be okay. I know you can win.
Hey, you're being positive.
Yes, I will lend you the power of my will as well.
Okay, I'll make good use of it.
The only thing I have to really say about Presea's scene is that it's cool that now she believes that if you believe in something, then you can get it done. Where before, she would worry about everything, if it would go okay or not. But now, she kind of thinks that you could just believe in something and it'll be more likely to come true.
Who is it? Come on in.
Pardon me.
Regal, what are you doing up at this hour?
I apologize for coming late. Would you mind if we stepped outside for a moment? I'd like to have a word with you. Snow. This place is clearly affected by Celsius's presence.
It's pretty to look at, but I bet the people that live here have a rough time.
Indeed. The only way to survive in this area is through tourism.
Hey, your company's main business is tourism, right? Do you own any buildings in Flanoir?
There should be several ski resorts and hotels of ours in this area.
Whoa, you really are rich.
I'm not the one that built the company. It was someone in my family many generations ago.
Wow, your family's been around for a long time.
The X-Sphere mine produced a great deal of wealth for the family. They most likely sold the X-Spheres through a broker, who passed them on to the Desians. The fortunes I possess were paid for by the blood of the people of Silverant.
Yeah, I suppose so.
I'm sorry.
It's not your fault.
Ignorance is no excuse. If anything, it itself is a crime.
Well, maybe so, but...
That may be part of the reason why Mythos oppresses all life on the planet.
What do you mean?
Humans are ignorant of their sins, while elves turn a blind eye to them. That frustrates Mythos.
Even if that's true, what he's doing is dragging the whole world into a quest for revenge. That's not something that can be forgiven.
If so, I too cannot be forgiven.
What? Why?
For I am on a quest for vengeance against the Crucius.
That's different.
No, it's not. If the ones who turned Alicia into a monster had been human, I might have followed the same path as Mythos.
Your conscience will usually kick in before you get to that point. At least that's what the professor said.
Yes, I'd imagine so. But even still, what we are doing is no different than Mythos.
No different than Mythos?
We are eliminating those who do not share our ideals and those who stand in our way by force.
Well, yeah, if you're gonna put it that way.
Mythos knows that. That explains why he said the things about the X-Spheres as he was leaving. About the hypocrisy of our protest against sacrificing lives while using these stones that have consumed people's lives.
He's really starting to get to me.
Are you sure that's not because what he said is true?
Maybe. But just because the logic is sound, that doesn't make it right. I can't stand what he's doing. That's all there is to it.
Yes, perhaps that is all that needs to be said. By putting myself in Mythos's place, I may have been subconsciously trying to legitimize my own justice.
You always think about the complicated stuff. No one wants to be the bad guy, and no one wants to have to put up with things they don't like.
Everyone thinks the same way. Is that what you're saying?
If you stop and think about the fact that others are the same as you, then you won't do the kinds of things Mythos does. So,
You're going to fight him.
tomorrow, after we check on Altessa's condition, I'm going to put an end to all of this.
Very well. This chain of tragedy must be broken as soon as possible.
Yeah, I'm counting on your support.
You have it.
Okay, so that was the last Flanoir scene. I think that one wasn't that good, to be honest. I mean, it showed that Regal thought that he was only after revenge this whole time. And yeah, but that's pretty much about it. That scene wasn't the best. That's definitely not my favorite one, which is pretty upsetting because I really like Regal's character a lot. But it makes sense because he had his other like character development moments in other cutscenes, and not really so much this one, where Zelos mainly only had his character development in the Flanoir scene, which is kind of weird. But that is it. If you guys enjoyed, I would appreciate it if you subscribed and liked and commented, because this video took a while to edit, you can probably imagine. So I would appreciate it if you subscribed for more. So thank you guys so much for watching. The next bonus episode will be out sometime soon. They take a while to edit, so bear with me here. But it will be out pretty soon, I hope. So thank you guys so much for watching. Like, comment, and subscribe, and see you guys next time.